The acquittal of George Zimmerman for the fatal shooting of Trayvon Martin echoed across the country today. The nation's chief law enforcement officer weighed in amid protests against the verdict and demands for federal action.
We are also mindful of the pain felt by our nation surrounding the tragic, unnecessary shooting death of Trayvon Martin.
Attorney General Eric Holder used a Washington speech to address the outcome of the Zimmerman trial and to issue an appeal.
I believe that this tragedy provides yet another opportunity for our nation to speak honestly about the complicated and emotionally charged issues that this case has raised. We must not, as we have too often in the past, let this opportunity pass.
The Justice Department is reviewing possible civil rights charges against Zimmerman, but Holder gave no indication of what the decision will be.
I want to assure you that the department will continue to act in a manner that is consistent with the facts and the law.
Zimmerman insisted all along that he acted in self-defense in his confrontation with the 17-year-old Martin, who was unarmed. Late Saturday, a 6-woman jury acquitted the Neighborhood Watch volunteer of both second-degree murder and manslaughter.
We, the jury, find George Zimmerman not guilty.
In the hours that followed, protesters gathered in cities across the country, demonstrating against what they viewed as a miscarriage of justice. From Florida.
I'm a black youth, and just to see one black youth die, that's crazy. It's like, when is it going to stop? It's been going on for too long.
To Ohio.
I was hurt by it just because I didn't feel that justice was served, even though it may have been in self-defense. I think that he should have had to accept some responsibility for what he did.
To Arizona.
It's so important that we be able to trust that the laws that our nation has apply to all of us equally, for us to all be able to buy into the system.
Others interviewed around the country said the jury got it right.
I don't think the prosecution did enough, and I think that the defense did.
You see little bits and pieces, and you have to speculate and think of the whole trial just from those little pieces, whereas the jury, they're there for the whole trial. They see all the evidence, and they have everything to consider.
For the most part, the crowds who came out to protest the verdict were peaceful, but there were scattered incidents. Late Saturday in Oakland, California, demonstrators vandalized buildings and smashed car windows. And last night, groups of protesters in Los Angeles threw rocks and bottles at police. 6 people were arrested for failing to disperse. President Obama acknowledged the emotionally charged verdict in a weekend statement. It read, in part, "This case has elicited strong passions, but we are a nation of laws and a jury has spoken. I now ask every American to respect the call for calm reflection from 2 parents who lost their young son." Today, White House Press Secretary Jay Carney said the president will play no role in whether to pursue federal charges against George Zimmerman.
No justice, no peace.
But civil rights organizations and others are pressing for action, with plans to hold 100 vigils and rallies at federal buildings across the country this Saturday. Trayvon Martin's family also have the option of filing a civil suit against Zimmerman.